Good evening, fans, and welcome to a beautiful night for football here in the Rio Grande Valley. This is a night you're not going to want to miss. It has a Sharyland Rattler team coming in at a 1-1 and a La Joya coming at a 2-0 as we are here in week 3. So week 3 here coming up, and it should be an interesting matchup between the two of these teams. And so it's an interesting night here for a great football game. So a great night here. And here we are in our pregame, brought to you by Hacienda Ford, along with some of our other sponsors. We have South Padre Island. We have Alpha Men's Clinic. For all your men's clinical needs, visit Alpha Men's. We also have the City of Edinburgh, City of San Benito. San Benito fans, go out and interact with your city. Get to know your city, along with a TVNS. TVNS has been around for over, I believe it's 50 years. And our last sponsor there is a advertiser who will help you to really plan your future, plan your retirement with them today. Give them a call. But we'd like to thank Hacienda Ford, who, presented in part by this game, is brought to you by Hacienda Ford. It's on the field. We have the Rattlers and the Coyotes, who are lined up, and they're getting ready for the home cheerleading team to welcome the visiting fans from Sharyland High, who's right down the road from La Joya. And so it's right down the road from La Joya. And so we're looking at a beautiful night here for football action in the RGV. And I can see we're already having some technical difficulties with the microphone. We should be able to get this fixed for you here shortly. So we're looking to get the microphone fixed for you shortly, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a little bit better now. And so on the field, we have the home cheerleaders about to give their chant for the away fans. And it looks like Sharyland seemed to bring in a good crowd of fans out here tonight. So it appears that Sharyland travels pretty well.
Now, Claire Lee, Student Council Vice President from La Joya High School, will welcome the Sharyland Rattlers.
Now, the Student Council Vice President for La Joya will be giving them a welcome to the away fans, as well as this shapes up to be a good game tonight. Should have lots of action going on between these two teams. A team coming in at 2-0 and a team coming in at 1-1. It's still early enough in the season that you can't really say, well, it's going to be this team or it's going to be that team. That's further down the road. Right now, both of these teams are still trying to see what works for them.
Now to give response is Natalie Alani, Student Council President from Sharyland High School.
And so we'll go ahead, we'll take a quick commercial break. We got about 8 minutes left here before tonight's game starts. And so we'll take our commercial break. And we'll be back after this short commercial break.
Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Real Sports 5, number 1.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Robert Bellows, Favorite Cats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
And we're back here on the field for a beautiful football night in the Rio Grande Valley. Right now they're about to present the colors. So they're about to present the colors here at the La Jolla Stadium. And so it will be the JROTC from La Jolla who will be doing the honor of presenting the colors for tonight's game. And so as they do that, and we have about 4 minutes on the clock before the start of tonight's game. So since we have that much time, we'll go ahead and we'll take another quick commercial break for our fans to enjoy our advertisers and get to really look at who makes this all possible for Real Sports Live, because our advertisers are really what allows us to broadcast here tonight, and especially Hacienda Ford. Hacienda Ford has been a really big help in broadcasting more games and more games tonight. Not just tonight, but all season. They've always they've come out and they're more than happy to help us reach the next level in broadcasting sports here in the Rio Grande Valley, and we appreciate all their help that they give us. So with 3 minutes on the field, we'll go ahead, take a commercial break, and fans will be back for the kickoff of the La Joya Coyotes and the Sharyland Rattlers.
Sharyland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sharyland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52. Hi, we're the Lady Tigers, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Hi, we're the Rio Grande City Rattlers. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. Both teams are at their respectable inflatable in order to run out. The cheerleaders are on both sides. And Sharyland Rattlers have a nice Texas-looking area to run out of, while the Coyotes have a coyote mount to run out of. The Fighting Coyotes. It'll be the Rattlers coming out first. So Rattlers coming out first onto the field, and the Rattlers coming out. They're carrying their flag and the Texas flag. So both teams are getting ready here for Friday Night Football. The Sharyland Rattlers going to their side of the field, going to their benches, and the Coyotes are coming out. Here come the Coyote from La Joya, and the Coyotes running onto their side of the field, meeting with their coaches, and you can see there the coaches are interacting with the players as they run out of the huddle, and the referees are in the middle of the field. So referees in the middle of the field as we get ready to start here. The referees break out of their little huddle, and they'll go to their respectable side. They go to their respectable sides here. And so the Rattlers are in their huddle, and the Coyotes are still trying to figure out what play they're going to do here, as they haven't seemed to form an official huddle yet, while the Rattlers formed a huddle away from the rest of the team. And so we got 12 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, of quarter one of high school Texas football on RealSportsLive.com, brought to you by Hacienda Ford. Hacienda Ford, your dealership for cars, SUVs, trucks, and dually. So any type of vehicle you may need for work, personal, or any other needs, they have you covered. Drop by and visit our friends there at Hacienda. Tell them Real Sports Live sent you. And so the Coyotes are now on the field. They spread out. It'll be the Rattlers kicking, meaning the Rattlers will get the kick returned to them in the beginning of the second half. So this second half, the Rattlers will receive the ball. In this first half, it'll be the Coyotes receiving the ball. And the ball is up. It's down at the 10. And they have a man who's going down to the 15, but he's not able to get out of there because it was too much going on. The Sharyland Rattlers were just able to wrap him up, and that was all that she wrote on that play, ladies and gentlemen. So the return punt player is able to get about 5 yards gained on that play. And here in football, really it's every play that counts. Every single play here will count. And so they're lined up, and they're about ready to snap the ball, and they'll run this one up the middle. It looked like they were going to take that one down to the quarterback, but in fact it would be a run inside from Matthew Ardarte there. Gain of 8 on that play, bringing up 2nd and 2. So a 2nd and 2 coming up here for the Coyotes, as this is their first drive of tonight. And it will be the Coyotes who they look like they were going to run this one up the middle, and they did a bit of a trick play there, getting that one down to the 30-yard line. And that would be Adan Elizondo, a senior. Oh, I'm sorry. He is a junior. So they're running this one down the field. And we currently have the two teams lined up. It'll be the Coyotes who stay with a direct run instead of a handoff play like that last play that they were able to get going. And so the Coyotes are now trying to get out of a sticky situation here, as they have a 2nd and 11. So coming up at a 2nd and 11 is the Coyotes. A bit of an interesting place to be here. And the Coyotes line up, and they'll snap this ball off. They'll do a handoff right up the middle. So a handoff right up the middle, and that would be a Coyote gain of about 1 yard on that. Not a whole lot going on as the Rattlers were there. And a flag on the play. So a late flag thrown on the play. And it will be against the Coyotes. So what was a 2nd and 11 has now become a 2nd and more. So 2nd and more is very interesting for the Coyotes. This is their first drive of tonight's game. They've already run 2 minutes off the clock. Basically, it's 10:20 remaining here in the first quarter. So they've run about 2 minutes off the clock. And it'll be the Coyotes lining up from a 2nd and 26. And they look like they were going to hand this one off to a individual. And does it look like a fumble here? And it will be a fumble against the Rattlers. And that'll be at the 1 yard line. So a possible touchdown coming up here for the Rattlers. The Coyotes bringing their defense onto the field for the first time tonight. So Coyote defense coming out for the first time tonight. We'll see where they go from here. And let's see as the Rattlers bring their offense onto the field for the first time tonight. So offense bringing their Rattlers on with the 1 yard line to get into the goal. And it will be there was a loose ball there for a few moments. And they're not sure who came up with it. It looks like it'll be a Rattler touchdown. So Rattler touchdown, that'll put 6 on the board for the Rattlers. So 6 on the board for the Rattlers here in the first quarter with less than 10 minutes left to play. As the Coyotes ran off 2 minutes, they ended up having a fumble on the 1 yard line, and it would be the Rattlers who would go ahead and take this one in for a touchdown. So Rattlers taking this one in, and it looks like they're going to go for just the point after kick. That they're not going to attempt for 2. And the Rattlers kick, it's up, it's good. That'll make it 7 for the Sharyland Rattlers and 0 for the La Joya Coyotes here in the first quarter with 9:53 left to play. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. We want to send a thank you to all our advertisers out there. And it was the Rattlers who kicked this ball off after scoring a touchdown. And the Coyotes were able to get that ball back on about the 19-yard line. So from the 19-yard line, the Coyotes will try and bring it forward and see where they can go from here. On their last drive, they had some loose plays there, and the Rattlers were able to get a fumble. And here we go with the Coyotes trying to bring this one up. They try to do a run up the middle, and that'll gain about 1 yard. And that'll be Eddie Villarreal, the running back, a senior. And so gain of 3 is what they'll mark down and make it a 2nd and 7. And this is where the Coyotes were just a few minutes ago. And they'll hand this one off, and they'll run this one up enough for a first down, and the Coyotes will get their first down of tonight. So Coyotes obtaining their first down of the evening, looking to catch up to the Sharyland touchdown that occurred earlier tonight. And 9 minutes on the clock as the Coyotes will line up, and they'll try and see if they can get another first down here. And it'll be it looks like it's Eddie Villarreal, the senior running back, again for the Coyotes. So Villarreal having a lot of gain of yardage in tonight's game, as a individual player stats would show. And so the Coyotes are lined up. They're trying to pick a play. They pick a play. Now they're lined up, and it will be back to the quarterback, and they'll bring this one up, and it looks like it'll be just short of a first down. So they bring this one down to the 40, and that was a pass down to Villegas. So Villegas getting that pass. And here they go. Coyotes lined up on the 40-yard line, and the Coyotes will run this one up the middle. So quick gain of about 6 yards. That will gain them the first down here on this drive. So Coyotes looking to get into the end zone, as the Rattlers have entered the end zone once on a Coyote mistake of a fumble. And so here we come from the 50-yard line, and it'll be down to 22, and he's tackled by a swarm of Rattler players. So that would be Raymond Villegas, the senior, and we've called his name out before, as he's got some yards on the board for his individual stats for tonight's game. And so he'll gain 4 yards for the Coyotes, and the Rattlers trying to stop the Coyote offense. It'll snap the ball. They'll go ahead and take this one up the middle, and that will be Eddie Villarreal, a running back, senior running back here, who's bringing this one up the field. He got maybe about a 2-yard gain. Not a whole lot going on there, but they don't really have a whole lot of yards that they need to gain. They have a 3rd and 2nd coming up here. And so Coyotes just have to get 2 yards, and they'll make another first down here. And they'll snap the ball, and this one will be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So the Rattlers take down the Coyotes behind the line of scrimmage on that play. And so the referees are talking. Looks like there will be a penalty on this play. So after penalties on both sides of the field, it will be a ability for the Coyotes to not lose the yardage that they thought they would lose here, and that brings up a 4th and 5. So they just lose 3 yards. There's no penalties against either team. It looks like the Coyotes are going to go ahead and kick this one away, as they do have a 4th and 5. So the Coyotes get this one in the air down to about the 10-yard line. It takes about bounce, and a Rattler comes up with that one. It bounces in his hands and out of his hands. The Coyotes came running quick on that one in order to see if they could recover the football, and that will be the Rattlers who came up with that football. Jonathan Alanis, a senior defensive back for the Sharyland Rattlers, and the Rattlers bringing their offense back onto the field. We'll see what the Rattlers can do with the fact of being down on their own 8-yard line, as before they had the ball down on the 1-yard line of the Coyotes. So we'll see if the Rattlers are able to get this one all the way down the field to the end zone, and whistle will be blown before the play starts. And it looks like we have we have a timeout here. And so, timeout here tonight. And that will be called by the Rattlers. So Rattlers call their first timeout of the first half. We'll be right back. You're watching RealSportsLive.com.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
And so we're back here on Real Sports Live in the first quarter. About 6 minutes left to play here in the first. Rattlers will do a short pass on that one, and it looks like that short pass was enough to get them down to the 20-yard line. So about a good gain of about just short of 10 yards. And the Rattlers are really able to get something going here, as last time they were out here, they were taking advantage of a fumble. Now they're taking it from their 10. They got down to the 20, and the Coyotes will say not in our house, as they'll do a fine tackle out there, allowing no yards. So Bonilla was the one carrying that ball, a running back for the senior running back for the Rattlers. And Rattlers lined up, and they'll do another short pass on this one, as they had great success with their other one. It'll be down pass. He's down on the 20, down on the 30, down on the 20, down on the 10, and he'll make it in. So Rattlers get another 6 points up on the board, as the Coyotes were just unable to stop that play. And that will not count for the Rattlers, as there's a flag on the play. So a flag down on the play. Rattlers were so close, they could almost feel it, and the referees came in and they did their job of properly making sure that this game is played by the UIL rules. We want to thank UIL for allowing us to broadcast all these games, and fans, we know that it's kind of a... We know you don't like listening to Friday Night Football, but the good thing is our 1 hour after video broadcast will be up for each game that we have tonight on Real Sports Live. And it will be the Rattlers with the snap. He had a Coyote defender come up quickly on him, so a Coyote defender coming up quickly on him. And Cantu will be the ball carrier for the Rattlers. So Cantu going up for a 7-yard gain. So not too shabby if you're the Rattlers. You got a nice gain going on there. And they'll snap the ball, and they'll try to run this one up the middle. But the Coyotes read this play perfectly as they just watched it, and they put the players where they needed to be in order to stop the yardage against the Rattlers. So they caused a short gain for the Rattlers, where the Rattlers expected a long gain due to their previous experiences here on the past two plays, and one of them almost accounting for a touchdown. So it'll be early snap on the Coyotes, and the Rattlers will run this one up. He gets down to past the midpoint mark, so he'll get down to about the 45-yard, and it looks like, I'm guessing if it's the flag here will be against the Coyotes on their early jump, which means that the Rattlers will go ahead and decline it possibly. So the referees are going over it here, deciding what they should do, and the referee will make his decision. And so it wasn't just one penalty. It was a penalty against both sides of the field, against Rattlers and the Coyotes. And that will result in bringing them back to a 3rd and 1. So they'll replay the 3rd down here. And the Coyotes jump early again. Rattlers go to the air on a long pass. He just misses his man who is down on the 30-yard line. So he just barely is short of his intended receiver there. Rattlers end up just short of their intended receiver. They should have enough to get to a first down here, as the Coyotes did jump early. And that's a penalty on the field. So flag on the field. And the referee's talking this one over. It should come out to just it will just come out to jumping a little too early for the Coyotes on this on that last play, giving the Rattlers their first down on the 45-yard line. So the 45-yard line, and the Rattlers will go ahead and run this one, as they've had some success with this type of play. Down to the 50, down to the 45. He gets knocked out, or rather ran out of bounds on the 40-yard line. It's kind of hard to say which one that was, as there were defenders pushing him out, but at the same time, the individual who had that ball was going towards the sidelines anyways. And so it will be the Rattlers with the ball down at the 45-yard line, so they finally cross the field. There's a flag on the play, and not a whole lot going on there, as the Coyotes defense brings up a big hold on that one. It looks to be a flag on the play. We'll find out what exactly that was for, as right now the ball is spotted at the 42-yard line, and it will be against the Coyotes. So Coyotes losing more yardage, just short of a first down, because I'm guessing they jumped early. I didn't see the jump on that play. And so it'll be the Rattlers down at the 40-yard line, and they will snap the ball, and it'll be handed off. So handed off out the middle, down to the 35, 30, and it looks like they make that one down to the 30-yard line, with Chavez carrying the ball for the Rattlers, and that will be enough for the first down. So Rattlers gain another first down here. Ball is on the 30-yard line. So Rattlers will snap the ball, and that one will be a direct handoff. That's taken up, and that's a great fake there. They even faked me out. That that was Mancha who ended up with that ball. So gain of 8, and it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Rattlers. And the Rattlers are no visitor to this side of the field, as they scored that touchdown earlier, and they had one possibly, but that was taken away from a penalty. So this would be taken down the field, down to about the 18-yard line, and so the Rattlers are able to get a first down here, getting them closer to the Coyotes' end zone. So this will get them closer to the Coyotes' end zone. Early jump, it looked like, and they will call it, and they'll take down the Rattlers right where they stand. It appears that that early jump was a reason that they were able to take down the Rattlers so quickly. So the referee giving out the penalty on this one, and this penalty will go the other way. It will be against the Rattlers. So the Rattlers ending up with the penalty on that play, and the Coyotes are able to gain a couple yards, as that penalty was against the opposing team. And so the Rattlers wait for the snap. They hand this one off to number 11, and he'll get up back to about the line of scrimmage, and that will be Kevin Chavez, the senior halfback for the Rattlers, who's able to get this one back up to about the line of scrimmage. So ball up at the line of scrimmage now, as they did have a penalty on the play 2 plays back, which put them behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're lined up here at the line of scrimmage, and it will be to the air on a long pass, and it'll be just short. The player had it, but the Coyote defense did a great job of keeping that one from going anywhere. It was intended for Mancha, but in fact, it'll be Raymond Villegas who kept that one from going anywhere on that play. So Villegas is able to stop that one in the air, keeping the Rattlers short of a touchdown here, as the Rattlers having a 7-point lead in tonight's broadcast. And snap of the ball, and the Rattlers will look to go to the air, but they were taken down behind the line of scrimmage by the Coyotes, so they'll lose a couple yards here, and that will bring up a 4th down after a quarterback sack. So the Coyotes able to get a sack on that play, bringing up the kicking team. So special teams coming out onto the field. 21-yard attempt for a 3-point extra. And he's up. And it's good. So that'll make it. Well, he had the length, but they're saying that he didn't get the points on that one. So they won't give the points on that one to the Rattlers. That'll keep it at a 0 points for the Coyotes, 7 points for the Rattlers, here with 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ball will come to the Rattlers with a 1st and 10. A little bit of confusion on this play for this announcer. And it will be the Coyotes now with the ball. Coyotes bringing this one up. He's able to run past a couple of defenders. He gets this one down to the 30, just short of the 35. So Carmona with that carry. So the Rattlers defense was unable to read the play there for the Coyotes, and the Coyotes were able to get a first down. Coyotes are used to running this one up the field, and it looks like the buzzer will buzz for the end of the first quarter, making it a 0-0. We'll take a quick commercial break. Excuse me, 7 for the Rattlers, 0 for the Coyotes. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
And so we're back here with second half action on Real Sports Live. The Coyotes having the ball. They are down at the 34-yard line, and the Coyotes will look to run this one up. The Rattlers will stop them short of where they were going out to, and that would be Eddie Varial, the senior running back on that play, who was brought down by the Rattlers in a rather very good play. And so the Rattlers will snap this one, Coyotes will snap this one off down to the 40-yard line before being tackled by the Rattlers. So that will be Gabriel Martinez. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the roster for the Rattlers. Jonathan Alafa, the junior. And so it is 40, ball on the 40, and the Coyotes looking to run this one up. And the Coyotes will get a nice run going on here, as they'll get that one up to about the 35-yard line. So they'll gain a first down and much more on that play. So a first down and much more from the Coyotes on that play, bringing this one down to the 36-yard line of the Rattlers. So now they have this ball on the opposite side of the field. They have it on Rattler territory. Coyotes with the ball. They'll snap this one off, and they'll try to run this one up, and that would go nowhere as Villarreal was tackled right after receiving the ball. And Gabriel Martinez with the stop on that. And they'll gain about 1 yard. So a gain of about 1 yard there. And so ball is now on the 35-yard line. The Coyotes hand this one off. It's up the field down to the 30, just shy of the 30-yard mark. I believe they'll mark this one down at the 29-yard, but not before they take care of a flag on the play. And we'll wait for the referee to advise us as to what this penalty will be. And that will be a penalty that will push the Rattlers to a good amount of yardage, giving the Coyotes a kind of a harder place to start from as they push this one back down to the 45-yard line. So ball now down at the 45-yard line. We'll see where they go from here. Second and 24 here for the Coyotes. So second and 24 here for the Coyotes. They went from being on Rattler territory to their side of the field, and that will be a timeout on the field. So timeout on the field called by the Coyotes. So now both teams have used their first timeout of the evening. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
And we're back here on Rio Sports Live with the ball down at a 2nd and 24 for the Coyotes. Coyotes trying to run this one up the middle. In fact, they'll take this one over to the side and they'll gain what looks like enough yardage to get them back to the line of scrimmage. So the Coyotes able to gain enough yardage to get down to the original line of scrimmage. And that will bring down a 3rd and 11. So they'll fall just short, a yard short of the original yard of scrimmage. And the Coyotes will run this one up the middle. They're able to gain about 4 yards on that play, it appears. And so that will be Eddie Villarreal running this one up the field, right up the middle. And Villarreal able to gain 6, bringing up a 4th and 5 for the Coyotes. And that'll put them in an interesting situation. Do you try for a field goal from here? Do you attempt to... What do you do in this situation? And so it looks like the Coyotes are just going to go with a running play here. And they were trying to take the Rattlers off sides. We'll find out here in a minute if that attempt worked. And we can see the change in teams on the field. And it will appear that they're going to put the kicking special team onto the field for the Coyotes. And there appears to be another timeout. Yes, it is a timeout. And that will be called by the Coyotes, it looked like, so they can talk over their options. So as the Coyotes talk over their options, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Real Sports Live.
East High School. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a 2019 Ford EcoSport with navigation and an 8-inch touchscreen for just $17,495.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
And so the kick for a punt is up. It's down to about the 1 yard line, and the Coyotes are able to get this one in bounds and make it a little bit hard for the Sharyland Rattlers, as if the Rattlers don't get anything going, it could possibly force them into a 3-point situation where they could give 3 points to the Coyotes on a safety penalty. So we'll see what happens here with the Coyotes taking this ball at the 1 yard line in order to make the Rattler team start from the 1. So here we go. The Rattlers are in the end zone as the Coyotes are just outside of it, and the Rattlers will go for a quick toss to number 8. So a quick toss over to number 8, and we'll see where they spot him out of bounds. It looked like he was down at about the 15-yard line. He kept running down to about the 25-yard line, though, and we'll see where they bring him down to. Salinas there with the stop for the Coyotes, and they'll say that he made it just shy of the 10-yard line, about the 9-yard line, and the Coyotes will go ahead and stop the play there from the Rattlers. So Rattlers trying to run that one up the middle, as they've seen the Coyotes do a lot here in this first half. So the Coyotes looking at the Rattlers, and they'll stop them straight in their tracks. The Rattlers snap off the ball, and this one will be coming forward. It's down to about the original line of scrimmage, and got through on that tackle. Carmona with the tackle there. And so the Rattlers are trying to take a look at what they should do here, as they have a 2nd and 9 situation coming up with the ball on the 13-yard line. So the Rattlers will await the snap, and the Rattlers get this one to the air. Looks like it'll be enough for a first down and about 4 yards extra. So that will put the ball down at the... That'll be Pena who catch that ball for the Rattlers, bringing up a 1st and 10 here on the 28. And so the Rattlers get the snap. They'll run this one up the side down to the 35. He gets down to about the 37-yard line before being taken down. And that will be number 33 out there. It looks like we have an injured Rattler on the field. He's trying to get up on his own will. And as they tend to that Rattler, we hope he's okay and that he'll be ready to play either later on in this game or possibly the next. And we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. It will be the Rattlers who are able to gain about 7 yards on that play, bringing up a 2nd and 4 for the Rattlers. And the Rattlers look to get the snap. They'll hand this one off to the side. He's able to get down to the 40, it looked like, before he was taken out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot him, as he did run that whole play down the side of the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they finally spotted him. And they'll spot him short of that 40-yard. They'll spot him about down on that 43-yard line. So about 3-yard difference from the time he was out of scrimmage to the time he was in. Rattlers get the snap, and they'll go to the air on this one, and it's a completion play, and that will get them down to about the 5-yard line. So that's a nice pass for the Rattlers. As Carmona is the one who came up with that pass for the Rattlers. He saw it, he went for it, and he was able to achieve his goal on that play. So this will bring the Rattlers up at 6th. So on the 6-yard line, they're trying to get this one forward. The Coyotes will take them down without a problem quickly. So the Coyotes wrapping them up as they lost all that yardage on a nice Rattler pass. So the Coyotes trying to keep them out of the end zone now, as the Rattlers have already visited the end zone of the Coyotes once this evening. And the ball snap over. They'll go ahead and hand this one over to the side. He'll fall on his self at the 5-yard line. And so he'll fall. That'll be Kendrick Valdez, the senior wide receiver. First time we announce his name in tonight's football game. And so 3rd and 5 yards to go. Or as they say, 3rd and goal. So a 3rd and goal situation here for the Rattlers. Rattlers trying to figure out where do they go from here. And it looks like they'll go to a timeout in order to huddle up and figure out where this is going to go from. So they'll figure out where this is going to come from, and we'll be right back.
Banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at The Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias, su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
And so we're back here on Real Sports Live on the 5-yard line for the Rattlers with a 3rd and goal situation here after calling a timeout. We'll see what they were able to come up with in that huddle. And it'll be the quarterback throwing down to the side on that one. He's able to gain a few yards, not as many as I'm guessing that the Rattlers thought that play would achieve, but they achieved much. So it's Bonilla with the catch there, and Nelson Romero who stopped him. 4th and goal for the Rattlers here. I believe the Rattlers will go for a field goal as they have 7 on the board. They have no reason to really want to attempt to get into the end zone on this play. It's a smarter play to go with a field goal, and the field goal is up. And it's no good. So that'll be the 2nd field goal tonight that's no good. The Coyote field goal was no good, and the Rattler field goal was no good. Now the Rattlers, they put the Coyotes in an interesting situation here as they gave it back to them on their 6-yard line. So the Coyotes have majority of the field to make up. So as the Rattlers, you already got 7 on the board. It's not a big problem to miss a field goal. And they'll figure out where they're going from here, as the Coyotes will try and take a stance on the board for the first time tonight. We'll see if they'll be able to do that. And it will be on the 20-yard line, so they're down at the 20-yard line. It will be the Coyotes running this one right up the middle, and that will be down to about the 29-yard. Eddie Villarreal, the one carrying that ball for the Coyotes on that play. And that was Hinojosa for the Rattlers who got that stop on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 2 as they gained 8 yards on that play. So Rattlers able to gain 8 yards on that play. Coyotes able to gain 8 yards on that play. And the Coyotes look to run this one up the middle. They've had some success there, but on this play it just wouldn't go. So it just wouldn't go, but it was attempted. And I think it's fair to say that the Rattlers have looked at this enough to know these running plays. It'll still achieve a 1st and 10 for the Coyotes, and the Coyotes running this one up the middle. The man on the play attempted great lengths of running, and that will be a quarterback keep. So quarterback keep on that play. Ball is down on the 34, gaining 5 yards. So quarterback able to gain 5 yards on his run. And this one is a similar play. It's up the middle, down to about the line of scrimmage. And we'll say Villarreal's name again as he's the ball carrier on that one. He's able to get it up to a good amount of yardage. So that'll be enough for a 1st and 10. So another 1st and 10 here for the Coyotes. And the Coyotes snap the ball, and they'll try and run this one up the middle. And it looks like the Rattlers read that play and said, not today. That was a Eddie Villarreal run on that. And it looks like there'll be another timeout. So another timeout here. It'll be one for the Coyotes, one for the Rattlers. So one timeout left on both sides of the board with a score of Coyotes 0 and the Sharyland Rattlers 7. We'll be right back on Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. It will be the Coyotes with the ball, and Coyotes will be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So the Rattlers are able to take down the Coyotes behind the line of scrimmage. And so they're taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's not what the Coyotes wanted on that play, but it's what they'll end up with. So they end up with an interesting way of doing this. And so the Coyotes running this one up. They'll get past the midfield line all the way down to about the 47-yard line. So about the 47-yard line. And that'll be a Villarreal run. Looks like the Coyotes have a player who's able to gain good yardage on his feet, and that'll be Eddie Villarreal, as I've called his name multiple times throughout tonight's game. And we got less than 12 seconds left on the clock, and that will put the Coyotes into they're going into the locker room. So going into the locker room, halftime festivities coming up. It'll be 0 for the Coyotes and 7 for the Rattlers, as the Coyotes left this ball on a 4th and 3rd. So they left it on a 4th and 3rd, And so we have an interesting game going on here, as the Rattlers, they weren't originally the one who got the ball received in the first half, but they were able to get a fumble from the Coyotes down at the 1 yard line, as the Coyotes were running this one down the field. Coyotes fumble, and there you go. There's your 7 points on the board for this first half of tonight's game. So here's your first half of tonight's game. We have a Eddie Villarreal run stat of a good amount of yardage going on. So good amount of yardage going on. And so we'll be right back. You're watching a quick commercial break.
A treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physicals. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're the Edinburgh Bobcats. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles, how about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the award-winning Sharyland High School Mighty Rattler Band. This past season, the marching band placed first in the U.S. Band's Remo Classic in Austin, Texas, and third place in its finals. This year, the Mighty Rattler Band will be performing throughout the Rio Grande Valley and in North Texas. With an amazing guard, a state champion drum line, and an exciting marching corps, this year proves to be one of our greatest yet. This show is entitled On Pins and Needles. The band is under the direction of drum majors Jorge Guerra and Jaden Gethers. luck to the Pace Marching Band with all of their contests this year. And thank BISD for their wonderful hospitality. The Sharyland High School Marching Band is directed by Mark Correa, Donna Cook, Beth Van Epps, Frank Salinas, and color guard instructor Orly Gaitan. The Diamond Dance team is under the direction of Mrs. Monica Martinez. The Rattler Band would like to thank Principal Miss Lori Garza and the Superintendent of Sharyland Schools, Miss Maria Vidari. Fans, we thank you for your support, and we hope you have enjoyed our performance. Juleps under the direction of Miss Everest Guerra. This week's Julep of the Week is Natalie Garcia. a La Joya High School showcase of spirit and pride with the La Joya High School Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be performing a portion of their program entitled The Journey Home. Featured soloists this year are Brisa Martinez, Daniel Santiago, and Maribel Torres. Student leaders, Alexander Mendiola, Alejandro Salinas, Jessica Martinez, Anastasia Garcia, Jacqueline Lopez, Lizette Armijo, Jason Salinas, and Valerie Chavez. Color guard captains this year are Abigail Rangel and Arlette Feria. And now, under the field direction of senior drum majors Kayla Mendiola, Michael Gonzalez, and Luis Rivero, we proudly present the La Joya High School Marching Band.
Down by the Rio Grande is the school that helps us stand. Through it, we learn to love, honor, and obey. We try to bring glory to our alma mater, ever true.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12.
Here are you!
Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Just remember at the end for the cameras to help each other bring it down, please. Someone from athletics should be coming up, but just in case they don't.
And fans, we're back here on Real Sports Live. It's just about time. It's just about time for this game to go into the third quarter. So it's So fans, the Sharyland Rattlers are on the field, and the Coyotes are taking the field now as we speak. And so we're just about ready to go here in the third quarter and start the clock for 12 minutes of third quarter action here on a Friday Night Football. Some Real Sports Live football action. And it'll be the Coyotes kicking off to the Rattlers as the Rattlers kicked off to the Coyotes in the first half. And the Rattlers running this one up, they'll get it down to about the 22-yard line. So the Rattlers getting this ball up to about the 22-yard line. Sal Carmona with the stop there for the Coyotes. And I'm not sure if you've heard that very good, but Horacio Lozano were helpful for everything that he's here in the stadium. He's a veteran, and we'd like to thank all our veterans out there on Real Sports Live for joining with us. And so here we go. It'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Rattlers. And the Rattlers get the ball. They do a quick snap. Then he's able to get down to about the 30 before taken out of bounds. And that will be Daniel Pena, a senior for the Rattlers. And 3rd and 3 for the Rattlers now. So 3rd and 3 for the Rattlers. We'll see where they go from here. And they'll take this one up the middle, and they got nothing going on there. So the Rattlers got a whole lot of yardage in the first quarter. And it's fair to in the first half, and it's fair to say that the Coyotes also got themselves a decent amount of yardage. While the Coyotes came out with less yardage than the Rattlers in the first half, it may be a switch up here in the second half. Coyotes may be the ones taking the tie or possibly the lead. We'll see what happens. And Rattlers will run this one. It'll be a quarterback keep as he had nowhere to throw. He attempted to pass that one, had nowhere to pass the ball to, so he ended up He ended up getting sacked by Osvaldo Gonzalez. And Gonzalez getting sacked on that one after just having a very difficult time of, it was just not his type of game. And it's up. The Rattlers will kick this one away. It's a kick down to the 45, takes a bounce down to the 40, and the Coyotes will go ahead and bring this one back up to just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll take this one down to about the 41-yard line. Sorry, 44-yard line. And there is a flag on that play, so we'll have to wait and see what that flag is for. So the referees are talking this one out. They're deciding what to do. And they'll announce what the penalty is for here in a minute. It'll be a penalty against the Coyotes. Coyotes have gained a lot of penalties on tonight's game. They hold the number for most penalties. Fans, we want to thank you for joining Rio Sports Live. None of this would be possible without our great friends at Hacienda Ford. They're your one-stop shop for trucks, dualies, cars, SUVs, subcompacts, compacts. Go out and talk to our friends out there at Hacienda Ford about getting yourself into a new Ford vehicle. And this one will be brought up by the Coyotes, and they'll get Villarreal. We called his name a lot here in the first half, and now we're in the second half, and it appears Villarreal will continue to be a key player for the Coyotes. 2nd and 3 coming up here as they gain 7 yards on that previous play. And they're bringing this one up. And the quarterback will go ahead and keep that one. Third and 1 coming up here for the Coyotes as they'll look to execute this play and make themselves a first down here in the top of the third quarter with about 9 minutes to play. And the Coyotes are able to get a running play going where they're able to pass the line of scrimmage. And it was Villarreal with that run. Hinojosa from the Rattlers making the stop that only allowed Villarreal to make it up to the first down and not a whole lot more. And they'll stop the Coyotes right in their tracks at the 50-yard line. So they're at midfield, and the Coyotes trying to get down the field to the opposite side. Here they're advertising that every 11 minutes someone in the U.S. dies of suicide. Hashtag break the silence. And the Coyotes are still on their feet. They're behind the line of scrimmage. There will be a flag thrown on the play. And the Coyote quarterback was taken down at the 40-yard line. So about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Good place for him to be taken down. And it looks like... And if you're La Joya, you don't want to hear what they just said. If you're a La Joya player, you hear that this penalty was against you, so you're not going to get your yards back that you lost by being chased around and eventually getting sacked, but you are going to be able to move forward. And so they're waiting to snap the ball. Timeout on the field. So 7:17 left here. Remember, visit our friends over at Hacienda Ford. That'll be a Coyote timeout. We'll be right back.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Hi, we're Sharyland Rattlers, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Sharyland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sharyland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're PSJ Southwest Javelinas, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Jay's up!
And so they'll kick this one away. They'll kick it down to about the 19, 18, 17. It just keeps rolling. It just keeps rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So it went down to the 18-yard line. As the Coyotes had to kick that one away after they were unable to get anything going. Camera. We'd like to thank La Joya District for allowing us to use their video feed in order to bring you this broadcast. We'll have many more games from the stadium as the season continues. And an incomplete pass there and a late hit by the Coyotes. But they won't call a foul or penalty on that incomplete hit. So he dropped the ball. And he still got a nice helmet into his side on that play. And so the Rattlers having a 2nd and 10 here. They weren't able to get anything going. And so the Rattlers are bringing this one up. And they'll get it into the line of scrimmage. They'll get some yardage. Down to and that was carried by Vela, number 15 here, as that ball ends up on the 24 and bringing up a 3rd and 4. So Rattlers having a 3rd and 4 now. And they'll see what's going on. They're going to bring this one up the field all the way past him. All the way down to the 35-yard line. So get this one down to about the 35-yard line before taken out of bounds. It's a really interesting equation here when you're looking at it. And we got an injury timeout, and we'll be right back on RealSportsLive.com, presented in part by Hacienda Ford.
Game, then when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen.
So the injury is able to be cleared up. Injury able to be cleared up. We're back here on Real Sports Live. They were able to clear up that injury rather quickly. And we hope that that player feels better and is able to play out the rest of the season. And so ball comes down to about the 45-yard line, just shy of a first down for the Rattlers. So just shy of a first down for the Rattlers. The Coyotes able to stop them just in time before receiving that first down. So the Rattlers having a 2nd and 1 here on the 45-yard line. They snap the ball. Quarterback hands this one off. It's up the right side and goes down for a gain of about 5 yards. So gain of about 5 yards on that play. With 5 minutes left to play here. And timeout on the field for an injury. We'll be right back.
Hi, we're not leaving another season. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's the Hacienda Ford football sale, where you can get a new F-150 starting at just $27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Brownsville veterans, and thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam.
Play. So 2nd and 2 here for the Rattlers on this drive, as they're now up at the 30-yard line. They'll do a short pass, and the player looked like his foot might have just been over the line for a first down. And we'll see if they'll give it to the Rattlers. They will. See, on that play, it was kind of hard to pick because of where his footing was. His footing was on that side of the line of scrimmage, but his body was on the other side. So when they pushed him back, it looked like it would end up on inside the line of scrimmage. And here they have a 1st and 10. It'll be Rattlers going to the air, and they're able to complete a pass under what would appear to be, you see passes like that, and it just makes you wonder, how is this player able to keep his concentration when he's got a man right behind him, and he's just trying to go to the air? Quarterback's able to get it off, and it's up to the receiver to be able to pick a place for the ball to end up. And that's a high snap. And it looks like there'll be a quick flag on the play at the start of the game, at the start of the play, and it'll be against the Rattlers. It'll go ahead and be against number 51. Herberto Cantu. So Herberto Cantu of the offensive line gets a foul called against him. And number 10, quarterback going to the air, almost intercepted by the Coyotes. So play there, almost intercepted by the Coyotes. A great play it was, either way you look at it. The player for the Coyotes being able to get there and realize where he was at, that's something that you don't often get from a majority of high school players. Yeah, you got your Trevor Spates, you got your individuals like that, but it's individuals like these you never hear about. Rattlers throw that ball away rather than being sacked. He just threw that one down. In college, they have intentional grounding, and in the pros, I'm not sure if they have intentional grounding here in high school football. I don't think they do. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here by the Rattlers. So the Rattlers are going to go down to 2 timeouts, it looks like. I believe that they had called one earlier, but the other one was called by the Coyotes. This one's called by the Rattlers. So 7-0 here in the 3rd quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Fans, we want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast on Real Sports Live, brought to you in part by Hacienda Ford. Hacienda Ford's a good place to get your car, no matter who you are or what you're looking for. They got everything from used vehicles to new vehicles to subcompact cars to dualies, and we'd love to get you into a new car today. Go over there to Hacienda Ford, tell them Real Sports Live sent you, and who knows, you may drive away in a brand new vehicle of your choice. And they're one of the best dealerships here in the Rio Grande Valley that I've been to personally. And it will be the Rattlers who get the snap. Defender's coming quickly. He's able to get that one out of trouble. He's able to get that one up to a receiver. And that receiver's taken down just inside the line of scrimmage. That would be Chavez with the ball on that one. So Bonilla taking him down. And Chavez with the ball. And so you can see there the Coyotes. And they go up. And it'll be 107 left here. So 107 left here with the Rattlers getting 3 more on the board. So they get 3 more on the board. And as they get set up for the Coyotes to go on offense, we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
On display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. And the Rattlers kicking off the ball after getting 3 more on the board as the Coyotes bring this one up. He's down at the 10, down at the 15, and it looks like there may be a fumble on the play. And it is fumbled. So it's fumbled, and the Rattlers will go ahead and take this ball with less than a minute left here in the third quarter. And they got a lead of 10 points. And so the Rattlers will take their offense off the field, going to bring their defense on the field. So their defense for the Coyotes is on the field, and Rattler offense is back on the field. I'd say Rattler will finish that thought. Down to the 15, down to about the 13 before being taken out of bounds. Kevin Chavez with that run. There is a flag on the play, though. So shortly after getting on the field, they will not do that flag on the play. So the Rattlers having the ball here. And timeout. Rattlers, I believe. That will be a timeout. We'll come right back after this quick commercial break.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Men's Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physicals. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy.
So we got more live football action going on here. Sharyland 10, La Joya 0, with less than half a minute to go here in the third quarter. It'll be the Rattlers with the offense trying to throw a pass into the end zone. That was Lopez for the Rattlers trying to throw into his receiver in the end zone. And that will stop the clock at 24 seconds. And bring up a 3rd and 4. And the Rattlers will do a handoff, and the Coyotes, it appears, were able to read that play without any technical difficulty there. And so it looks like they'll be heading down to the other side of the field with 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. So third quarter, Rattlers having the ball. It's a 4th and 1 on the 13-yard line, and they'll have to finish up this drive on the other side of the field. So we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a 2019 Ford EcoSport with navigation and an 8-inch touchscreen for just $17,495.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live with the Rattlers having the ball here to start the fourth quarter. So Rattlers starting the fourth quarter with the ball. They'll kick this one. The field goal will be just short. And they'll have a flag on the play, though. So we'll see which team that's going to go against. See which team that's going to go against. And it will be a first down for the Rattlers. So the Coyotes have that flag called against them. You can see the player. You can see the player there arguing with the ref. So he's arguing with the ref about the fact that that play, he didn't see it the same way. But what can you say? And, you know, referees, these guys have been trained. They go to trainings over the summer. They go to more trainings throughout the year. They make their education more and more every single day. And so the quarterback going to the air, going to the end zone. He didn't catch it. There is another flag on the play. So another flag on the play. And that will be a holding against the Coyotes, and so they'll replay the first down as there is no much yardage to give. And so the Rattlers snap off the ball, and they'll do a hand up, and that handoff will gain about 5 yards on that. That was number 16, Anita, for the Rattlers. And so the clock running with the Rattlers having a 10-0 lead. Rattlers go to the air and just shy of an interception or shy of a catch. Whichever way you look at that play, you'll look at it and say, I cannot believe that happened. That was South Carmona on that play for the Rattlers. And down to the 20, down to the 10, and they're able to get that run in for a touchdown. So touchdown Rattlers with 11:04 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they go for 2 points or a point after. And so the Rattlers, they just ran that one up the side, and there was no catching them. Were defenders. Defenders tried. They were just short of catching them. So 11:04 left here. And a timeout will be called. So another timeout called here. And that would be by the Rattlers. So Rattlers call a timeout to figure out, I'm guessing, if they'll go for 2 or if they'll go for 1. You're watching Real Sports Live, brought to you in part by Hacienda Ford, carrying any car needs you could need.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. Let's see what the Rattlers decide to do here. They say they're going to go for extra point kick, and that's exactly what they'll do. So they'll go for that extra point kick. It's up. It's good. Make it 17-0 out there. And we'll go ahead. We'll keep it here. We want to thank all our advertisers who have been with us all day and for every broadcast. They've also been out there for anything we may need broadcast-wise. So we want to thank all our advertisers at this time that have made Real Sports Live possible. We're going to take quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the kickoff of the Rattlers kicking off and the Coyotes receiving. It's fourth quarter, 11:04 to go.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
And the Rattlers kicking this one off to the Coyotes down to the 15. Coyote player will grab that one. He'll run this one up to about the 25-yard line before being taken down by a group of Rattlers. So a group of Rattlers taking them down. You can see fans starting to clear out of the field. Starting to clear out the stadium. This game isn't over yet. So 1st and 10 for the Coyotes. And the Coyotes will do a quarterback keep on this one. And down to about the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if he'll fall short of that line of scrimmage or if he'll be able to, and he'll fall just outside the line of scrimmage, allowing it to become a first down here, keeping the clock running as the Coyotes carry the ball. And this one stays as a quarterback keeper, but the Rattlers are able to read that one and they wrap him right up. And so about 4 defenders there for the Rattlers coming in, wrapping up. Eddie Villarreal. And there was a late hit on that one. You're able to see that in the video replay, that there is a late hit. So no penalty, but a warning for that late hit. And it's not the first late hit tonight that the Rattlers have given, but I haven't seen any of them as intentional. It's just the plays going on, they're working, and they run into each other. And another flag on the play before this one's even taken very far. And the Coyotes aren't able to get up to the line of scrimmage. I think they'll fall short, maybe a yard or two. And we'll find out what that flag on the play is for. Waiting for the official's call. This will be a penalty against the Rattlers. A 5-yard repercussion for that flag. Makes it a 2nd and 5 on the 41-yard line with the Coyotes having the ball. They snap this one off. It's down to the 46-yard line, just about. And that would be Villarreal with the carry for the Coyotes. And Garza there for the stop for the Rattlers. And the Coyotes are just about ready to snap the ball. They snap that ball, goes over to the quarterback. Quarterback's met by a defender quickly. He grabs his uniform, is able to stop him a little bit, and from there he has another player come in and go ahead and finish the wrapping up of that player. So the quarterback getting wrapped up on that one, keeping it a 2nd and 9. Coyotes still unable to really get yardage. And Coyotes bringing this one up the left side, down the 50. He gets it just shy of the 55-yard line. I'd say you get down to about the 53-yard line before being taken out of bounds by the Rattlers. That would be Garcia for the Rattlers, who was able to push the Coyote out of play. And the Rattlers will stop the Coyotes dead in their tracks on the 45-yard line. And that was Villarreal again. So Villarreal being a major player in tonight's game. If I were to have to give the player of the game to any individual player, I'd say it has to be Eddie Villarreal. And they try for something. They ain't got anything going there, though. And a flag on the play. And the Coyotes having this ball with the 4th and 6th on the 44-yard line. Rattlers have one timeout left. And they wait for the snap. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to go ahead and kick this one away on that 4th and 6th. Back to the Rattlers down at the 20-yard line. And so the 20-yard line, it'll be kicked down to the Rattlers. And we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching Real Sports Live, presented in part by Hacienda Ford.
Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Yards. So they gain 9 yards on that play. And so the Rattlers with the ball now down at the 30. And will hand this one off. And they're able to get good yardage there. And so it's the Rattlers with the first down here. They were able to make another drive out of their last one. And Coyotes almost jumping early, but the Rattlers able to get this one going. He gets down to about the 45-yard line before being taken down. So it is a fumble on that one as he hit the floor so hard that he just fell and fumbled. You can't really count that to anything more than just the fact that the stadium grass is so hard that when you do hit down, you really hit down. And they'll go ahead and try and run this one forward. They don't have much going. The key here for the Rattlers is they don't really have to score again. I mean, they can if they want, but it's a matter of keeping that clock running. You don't want to let your opponent on the board, so you just keep the clock running. You got 5 minutes, which they've burned before. So that's the key for the Rattlers. Key for the Coyotes is you really don't want to end up somewhere where you're being forced into making interesting plays that may not work out well for you. And so that one will be enough for a first down. He's able to keep this one. He's down to the 20, down to the 15, down to the 10, 5, and touchdown Rattlers. So touchdown Rattlers, 4:33 left here to play. Like I said, you don't really need to score, but sometimes it just requires it. They're trying to put their judgment here into complete stone, basically. I mean, they got they want to make sure that the Coyotes can't come back and wedge their way, and the Coyotes are going to do their best within the next 44 minutes and 33 seconds to wedge their way back in. It looks like the Rattlers are going to go ahead and call their last time out. They will. We'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back. You're watching You're watching Real Sports Live, presented in part by Hacienda Ford.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Sharyland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sharyland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And we're back here on Real Sports Live. Looks like the Rattlers are going to go for a point after. They're able to be stopped on that one. We'll go ahead and show you. You can go ahead and check out our highlights for a replay on that. And so 4:33 left here to play. The Coyotes will come out to get the ball. They'll receive the ball, and the Rattlers will kick it, and we'll go from there. Let's go back to some quick commercials. Thank some advertisers. Best way to thank our advertisers, if you like one of their products, is give them a call, set up an appointment. We got everything from retirement to nursing to just about anything you could want. We have all our advertisers work with us very much in order to allow us to broadcast these games. So if you like what you see, go out. If you're just in the area, call them, say thank you, and go from there. Back after a quick commercial break. And we're brought to you in part by Hacienda Ford. Go join our good friends out there. And the Coyotes dropping this one after going to pick it up. It falls out his hands, and we'll go ahead and start this drive down at the 22 2-yard line, it looks like. And that would be Alapa for the Coyotes carrying the ball. As that ball comes up on the 18-yard line. 4:26 left to play here in the fourth quarter. They got 2 ambulances out here, just in case anything were to happen to players. And that's a very important rule. And so they try to go forward. The Coyotes try and gain some yards here, but they're unable to get anything going. And they do a running play, so that will keep the clock running. Coyotes still got 2 timeouts, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see them use them within this drive here, as the Coyotes are going to try and keep on to the ball for as long as they can, and they're going to try to get into the end zone, just so that it shows that they were on the end zone. And the Rattlers wrap up the Coyotes, and there'll be a flag on the play, as that one may be a little bit of unnecessary roughness. It just depends what the referee sees, and that's the thing. You get 5 referees. You get 8 referees. And they will put that unnecessary roughness against the Coyotes, against the Rattlers, excuse me. And so, as the helmet came off of an individual for the Coyotes, he'll have to sit out a play. That's the UIL rule. Helmet comes off, you got to sit out a play, just to make sure you're fine. You ain't got no concussions, nothing like that. And so we're waiting here for the Coyotes to go ahead and snap the ball. They had a player over speaking with the coaches, and he came back, advised the rest of the team what exactly they were going to do, and now they'll snap the ball. And so they'll go ahead and try and get this one to the air. They don't. I believe it's a live ball. It won't be a live ball. So even though it's recovered by the Rattlers, I don't believe that this one will be a fumble to the Rattlers. And it appears they will. And so we'll go ahead and we'll see the Rattlers again out here. And majority of teams that you were to see with this type of lead, they just sort of run out the clock. That'd be their important thing. They just kind of want to run out the clock and go home. Everyone be safe and get ready for week 4 here in Texas high school football. And there is a flag on that play. And so after a flag on the play, referee is going to make his call shortly. Ten-yard penalty against the Rattlers. That'll be a penalty from the spot of the foul. And so Rattlers are still interested in getting in the end zone. Not something that you usually see from this type of team once they have this type of lead. Down to the 20, almost down to the 15. He's taken down just short of the 15-yard line with 3:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter. So fourth quarter, 23 points for the Rattlers, 0 points for the Coyotes. Coyotes haven't been able to really get any momentum going in their way. A lot of fumbles that the Coyotes did, and a flag on the play. So flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Rattlers. So false start against the Rattlers. And so the Rattlers go ahead and snap this ball off to the side, and Coyotes, their defense getting a little bit more strong out there on the field, and trying to make up for that loss that they had. I'm bringing up a 3rd and 20 with 2:05 left to play. 2-minute mark. The Rattlers, all they got to do is they got time to kill. There's 13 minutes left on the play clock. And the Rattlers go to the air. And they'll be just short of their intended man, as there was a man behind him and in front of him, but there is a flag on that play. We'll see what they call it. So the line judge talking to the, line ref talking to the main ref. 5-yard penalty against the Rattlers. And the Coyotes go ahead and decline that, and they'll take the 4th down so they can have a chance to get the ball back here and possibly get something going. And so the Rattlers looking to run this one up the middle. They're able to get back to possibly the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot more going on there. And a turnover on downs for the Rattlers. First time they get a turnover on downs this game. They took advantage of a lot of fumbles from the Coyotes in order to get to where they are. So Coyotes getting 2 timeouts still left in their arsenal. Minute 24 left here. We'll see what the Coyotes choose to go with. They've used a lot of running plays this game, and they'll go ahead and get down to about the 25-yard line. The clock running, and it'll get down to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 with 1 minute left to play here. And clock is counting down. I think the Coyotes are going to go ahead and let this one go as it is. And they're running this one forward. And they're able to get good yardage on that play. And the Coyotes are basically just trying to work out their players in a game situation at this point, as you got less than half a minute left here. So they're just trying to work out something so that they can continue on the board. And so here come the Coyotes. They're able to get a couple yards, 4 seconds here. I don't even think there'd be a need for a kneel, and there won't be. That'll be the end of the ball game. So that's the end of the ball game here, and that was a pretty good game. The Rattlers were able to capitalize on a lot of the mistakes that the Coyotes made. It's still early in the season. Coyotes coming into this game at a 1-1. Rattlers coming in at a 2-0. So the Rattlers leave this place undefeated, and the Coyotes leave with a loss of 2 and win of 1 in their record column. And so basically we go from there. Coyotes, you'll see them more here on Real Sports Live, as we'll have great broadcast games coming up. We'll have all sorts of games coming up here on Real Sports Live. We enjoy bringing you this type of content, and we're glad that you were able to stay with us tonight on Real Sports Live. Now, the video upload will be up later on tonight, and we hope to see you out here at one of these games soon. If not, remember, Real Sports Live got you covered all over the valley, from Brownsville to La Jolla. And fans, have a good night.